Whoa, whoa, whoa. What up, what up, what up? Man, how we doing, people? Man, how y'all doing today, man? Hope everybody having a productive and man, nice evening going into this holiday weekend, man. Like, subscribe, and share, people, man. We're gonna talk about some of this mental health by these student athletes, man, that the NCAA really not paying attention to. So man, let's get this started, all right, man. Let's walk with me. Let's go. Subscribe and share. Yeah, Chicago's finest. Man, people, I was following this one story, man, because I'm an avid sports dude. So, I really do a lot of following, man, especially the college football. And, man, Colorado, most people should know, man, Dion took over that job, prime time. Man, and they got this one student, man, the young man, he, all right, now he started out at Louisiana Tech, if I'm not mistaken. One of the D2 Division II schools up in Louisiana. Started out there. Now this a young man who came up kind of rough. You know what I mean? Really didn't have no parenting. Really like man, really came up through the struggle like for real. But football was one of those was the sport that like man galvanized him and was able to keep him on a straight and narrow path. But throughout this process, he got a lot of mental issues going on. So man, this one coach that was at the original college that he attended. You know what I mean? Was more like a father figure slash coach, was somebody that was able to direct his energy, keep him on the, you know what I mean, keep him focused and really, man, push him to the limit to become the player that he possibly could become. And this one particular evening, man, I hope it's not too loud. I'm actually sitting on my patio right now. Man, this one particular evening, they working out real hard. You know what I'm saying? And the young man, he said, coach pushing him and he pushing the coach to making sure he getting the best up out of him. And he like the average real thin. It was one of them real humid nights. And it was like, man, he said they was sweating real hard. The weather was really kicking in this particular evening. So he said, man, they do their last little rounds or whatever, and the particular coach falls face down. So they thinking he's joking because it's so humid and shit outside. So they run their last little lap, come back. They see him. He's like, he look in the coach's eyes. It's blank. He like his eyes was not there. So coach foaming at the mouth. Long story short, this coach that this young man has gravitated to, pretty much got like a father figure to him, dies right in front of him. And this kid already fighting with some mental issues. So long story short, he winds up, he's not able to stay at this damn college, thinking about every time he in there practicing, this man that really pretty much, you know what I mean, got him on a straight and narrow, dying right there where he had to practice every day. So, he wound up transferring out and going to Jackson State where Dion Primetime was originally at. You know what I mean? So, man, he's there and he getting acclimated to, you know what I mean, Prime, putting him under his wing, treating him like one of his own sons. Long story short, Prime gets the Colorado job. Now, they putting everybody, you put this pool. You put your name in the pool and transfer with the coaches that you had originally committed to. So now they done made this kid ineligible because they're saying his name was put in the pool too many times or whatever. Now, I think certain instances, this is why the NCAA really don't give a fuck about these student athletes. This original incident, why he left this original college, the circumstances that was behind it, you know what I mean, with the death, him witnessing the death of this coach / father figure, he didn't leave just because he wanted to leave. He was dealing with some serious mental issues behind seeing this gentleman die right in front of him, and he have to practice in his facility every day. So you know what I mean? With that situation going against his, you know what I mean, NCAA rules or his, you know what I mean, what he's able to do under the guidelines, that takes him out of the pool. So he's ineligible to play for Colorado, which is like, man, this dude, he going through it right now. You know what I mean? You can see him, he put a tape out. He actually put a tape out to the NCAA explaining, man, how important football is to him, all the issues he's dealing with, the traumatic situation he's been through his childhood, all the way building up until this shit with the coach. Football is like that's his safe place. That's his, man, that's his cool down. That's when he don't have to take the medication. That's when he's locked in and he's in his, man, that's his world. And they'd have just snatched this from up under this kid right now, make him ineligible. You know what I mean? And he's going through it right now. When do the NCAA really, they holler about they give a damn about mental health with these athletes. They holler about they give it, you know what I mean? They concerned with all type, man, the longevity of these athletes, making sure they be productive citizens. You've just taken this man's livelihood from up under him, from behind a situation that was out of his control. Man, it's no tweaking they could possibly do because of that first situation. That, man, yeah, the rules are the rules. We understand all of that, but you can't say you give a damn about these student athletes, especially their mental health and this, that, and the third. And when this dude is going through a mental health issue, I mean, seriously, behind something that was not involved, he had no doings, no concern, nothing to do with him. It's just he's dealing with a traumatic situation that fell under their guidelines, under their rules, under their campus, and he's being victimized by it. And this shit driving this shorty crazy right now. And I'm just like, man, I'm just following this story, and it's like, man, they pretty much made a statement like, you can put your name in this portal now with the NIT shit. They're paying these student athletes now. So just because this kid getting a little check now, that don't mean his mental doesn't matter anymore, because now these student athletes are eligible to get paid, because y'all can't just pimp their likeness. Y'all can't just pimp their name and their number, all of that. Now y'all gotta, you know what I mean? Y'all have to, you know, rub their pockets like y'all's been getting rubbed for decades and decades. The mental health doesn't matter now. He has to deal with it since they, you know, y'all get the money now. So fuck how you gonna live through this. I don't think that's right. The NCAA do a lot of things that's, man, real messed up. And they take, man, for a long time, they've been taking advantage of a lot of these young men, man. And it's like now that these young men are getting something out of it, they really don't give a fuck now, because they feel as though, man, they shouldn't be giving these little fucks nothing. But this is a tough situation. I'm like, man, a lot of people need to follow this, man, because it's kind of crazy, man. This kid witnessed one of the coaches just die right there, basically in his arms, and he could not, you know what I mean? He couldn't deal with practicing in that same space every day with everything that he's dealing with, the trauma that he's had family members die in front of him. This kid battling through a lot of stuff, and football is his safe zone. Football is the medication instead of the medication. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, at what point do y'all really give a fuck about these damn athletes, man? As long as they making y'all that bread, you know what I mean? Y'all all for it. Now that he's not one of them top tier athletes, y'all just throw his ass to the wolves. But Deion, man, he fighting for the kid, man. He trying to get the kid eligible. Man, they play their first game tomorrow. Man, do you know that, man? they better watch this shorty. Shorty fuck around, man. Be on the edge right now. He's saying his teammates out there playing and he's stuck. He can't even travel with the team or anything, man. Just like, man, I just sitting there thinking about this shit. Like, man, the NCAA, they some real, they definitely some snakes and some vultures, man. For real, for real. And it's like, man, you can't pretend like you give a damn about these student athletes' mental health when you are committing a big part of this dude going through some traumatic shit right now when y'all already know he has serious mental health issues that he's fighting with, that he's getting under control, that football is a big part of him being under control with it, and y'all just take it from up under him, but y'all expect him to stay on course. Man, it don't really work like that all the time. Some people be closer to jumping off the edge than others. And man, the NCAA, it's like they don't give a fuck. It's like, man, they got to be more than just one of your guinea pigs, man. They got to be more than just, shit. Putting them out there, putting these student athletes out there just to lace y'all pockets. But when it come to their well-being, y'all just throw them to the wolves. Man, that shit ain't cool, man. It's really not cool. I just tapping in on it, man. It caught my interest, man. And it's like, man, nobody's really talking about it. And it's like, man, they have a big game tomorrow against TCU. And it's like, man, he's not with the team. Motherfuckers need to keep an eye on this young man, man. I watched this video, man, and Shorty's on the edge. You can see it. He's trying to explain why he need to be around his brothers. Why he need to be around his teammates. You know what I'm saying? That's his medication. That medication ain't doing nothing for him. So it's like, man, I hope, just prayers out for that kid, man. Excuse me. Just straight up prayers out for that kid. This shit caught my attention. It set on me. I'm like, man, let me do a little research on this. And it's like, man, it's real serious. So just tapping in with y'all, man, and telling y'all some shit that really be going on with some of our young men and shit out here that's trying to do right. And it's like, man, they still got hurdles. Even though you think they might have made it, getting one of them scholarships, they still have hurdles to jump over. And, man, still trying to make it, trying to survive. And, man, mental health is real in our community. Man, April, how you doing today? Appreciate you. We got to remember, man, mental health is real in our community. We got to stop pretending like we shouldn't have to talk about it. And it's a problem if we do try to talk about it. That shit is real, man. There's going to be a lot of these young shorties, man, be on the edge from man, snapping off, losing it, and or offing their damn self, man. The shit is real out here. And you never know how close anybody is to, man, teetering on the edge, man. And this little kid, man, this video he put out, he's really, you can hear it in his voice. You can see it in his eyes, man. He's close to losing it, but from the NCAA taking something from him that had little to nothing to do with him. Man, you can't say you give a damn about these student athletes when you really showing you don't give a damn about them, you know? Like, for real, man, let's stop paying attention to some of the shit that really mattered to us out here, man, instead of paying attention to all this rhetoric that we, keep in rotation around these parts. That's my take on it. No shot strong, just keeping it real. Like, no joke. Man, I just tapping in for a minute. That just caught my little interest, man, and I was, putting it out there in the universe, man. Praying for that little kid, man. Hope tomorrow go real smooth, and definitely hope the NCAA figures something out so this kid is eligible to play and get with his teammates and try to, man, continue this growth and getting over some of these traumatic issues that he's dealing with that was none of his own. He was a child brought up in a broken home, went through a whole bunch of shit. Football is a safe zone for him. And, man, y'all taking that from up under his feet behind a coach dying right in his face, in his arms, and he can't handle that shit. So he transferred, and now y'all make him ineligible because he transferred. Come on, man, that shit ain't right. Y'all, certain situations could, man, you have a reason to, man, let's all let this slide. Yeah, you go by the books, but some shit is bigger than going by the book, especially when that athlete is making you millions of fucking dollars, Like, real talk. That's just my perspective on it, you know what I mean? Hope everybody have a good holiday, man. Enjoy it, man. Get the grills going, because, man, I'm already marinating my meat and everything. I'm about to throw it down, you heard? Real. But I appreciate everybody that tap in. Catch you later on the replay. Man, everybody have a safe one. Everybody stay vigilant, stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize, man. And holla at your boy, man. Yeah, Chicago's finest, man. I appreciate everybody. Real talk. Holla back, holla back. Thank you. Find it, man. Check it out, man. It's something real interesting. It's something we should be paying attention to. Real talk, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. I definitely do. Never take it for granted. I really don't. Holla back. Everybody have a safe holiday, man. Fill up them bellies, man. You heard? Holla back.